Hello everyone, welcome to iExamB. In this video, I am going to start a series for the most important MCQs for decision making for your NABARD Grade-A 2022 exam. In this video, I will discuss 20 questions with you. So stay tuned till the end to practice these questions thoroughly. You will be able to download the PDF of this video from the description box. Before I start, here's a very important quote that is important for you to understand. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is practice. Everybody is good who is competing in this exam. All of you must have studied and have been studying and preparing for this exam very seriously. But it is very important that we practice, that we revise continuously, practice more and more questions so that we reinstate whatever we have read and are able to recall. So don't underestimate the importance of practice, and I hope you are practicing a lot of your quant, reasoning, English, GA, decision making, computer, and your merit subjects related to ARD, ESI, and GA. So let's start with today's session. The first question, which of the following correctly defines decision making? Is it choosing the various available solutions to a problem? Is it choosing the appropriate criteria? Choosing the most suitable alternative to a problem? Or choosing the sources for gathering information? Or is it choosing the problem to be solved? The correct answer here is C, choosing the most suitable alternative to a problem. So if in decision making, you have to take the path when you are presented with at least two or more alternatives to the objective or the problem or the opportunity that you are looking to get. In that case, choosing the best out of them or the most suitable is what is decision making. The next question is, which of the following would be a decision which is for repetitive or routine problems for which the responses have already been decided? So this is a question about the types of decisions and which ones will be which address your routine problems. So correct answer here is programmed, because there is already a policy or a programmed way of tackling certain kinds of routine or regular or recurring kind of problems. So these are known as programmed decisions. You can practice a lot of your questions for mock tests which are freely available on iExamB website for your NABARD Grade-A exam and many more exams that you may be looking to appear for. So you can go on iExamB under the free mock test section. You will find a lot of here free mock test iExamB. For a lot of exams you will be able to find, especially for NABARD Grade-A phase 1 you can practice. So freely these are available quality questions for your practice. The third question, which of the following is not a feature of a strategic decision? It is non-repetitive, it is centralized, it is future-oriented, it is short-term horizon, or none of the above. So the correct answer here is short-term horizon. A strategic decision is taken at a top level, which is defining the overall strategy of the organization, the overall objective and how to achieve it, and the roadmap towards achieving it. So these are non-repetitive. They are not happening on a very regular basis. They are centralized because they are taken by the top management. They are future oriented. They look into, they try to achieve the vision and the mission of the company. So they are future oriented and they have a long-term implication, not a short-term horizon. The fourth question, bounded rationality leads to a good enough decision. This also means it is a dash decision. Is it an optimal decision, a dismal decision, a sufficient decision, a satisfactory decision, or a satisficing decision? The correct answer is satisficing. In bounded rationality, this concept was given by Mr. Herbert Simon, in which he said that an absolute best alternative choosing is not always possible because we are limited by certain limitations, and therefore we look at a good enough decision. And the term that he used to define that is a satisficing, which is a combination of satisfy and suffice. The next question, the behavioral theory of decision making was given by Daniel Kahneman, Henry Mintzberg, Herbert Simon, Edward Deming, or Albert Bandura. The correct answer is Herbert Simon. He gave the behavioral theory of decision making. It is also known as the descriptive approach or the administrative model for decision making, in which he had defined 3 steps for making decisions. The sixth question, which of the following decision-making technique involves the use of a yes or a no solution to arrive at a decision? This is another very important topic, which are techniques of decision-making. So, in which one do we use the yes or a no solution to arrive? The correct answer is didactic. You can also infer it from the term didactic, which means to, or di means to or by. So, in that case, there are 2 groups, one supporting the yes argument, the other supporting the no argument, and then by looking at why they are supporting yes and why they are supporting no, those 2 types of groups are there, and then by discussions a consensus is reached. So this is a didactic interaction taking place. The next question is, an autocratic leader is likely to use which of the following type of decision making technique? Is he going to use brainstorming, multi-voting, Delphi technique, none of the above, or all of the above? So here we, if we know what an autocratic leader is, we will be able to understand this. So an autocratic leader is a leader who takes decisions himself and instructs them to the team to follow them. So he is himself taking a decision, he is not involving the others. So when nobody else is involved, it is unlikely he will use any of these techniques, because brainstorming requires people to think and come up with ideas and give their suggestions. Multi-voting also requires people voting for different alternatives that have been available. Delphi technique also, there is an expert, there are various experts who give their comments and for the various alternatives, and then by eliminating they try to come to a consensus. So an autocratic leader is unlikely to use any of these, because he takes decisions individually and not in a group pattern. Next question, which of the following is an intuitive decision? Choosing a course because you like the faculty, choosing a course because it has good reviews, choosing a course because it feels right, choosing a course whose ad you see first, and choosing a course because it offers good discounts. So which have been a reason which led to an intuitive decision? Now if we know what an intuitive decision is, it's a very easy and direct question. Intuitive decision is when you are going by your gut feeling, where you whatever your intuition says or what you think is right, that you are following, that becomes a intuitive decision. So very clearly it is option C, because it's feel right. So you have a gut feeling that this is the correct one, and therefore you choose it. The next question, the NABARD chairman called a meeting of all the managers and asked them to give their ideas to a stated problem. The chairman listened to all the ideas without questioning, evaluating, or rejecting any of them. Which technique of decision making is being used here? Right, so simple, it's a simple definition of one of these techniques I have given in a case study kind of a format here. So in case such questions come, you don't have to be scared by the length of the question. Read it carefully. It's simply given the definition here. In the second line, it is basically a definition being given, and the correct answer here is brainstorming. Yeah, in brainstorming, the characteristic is that the ideas that are being given at that point, everybody gives the ideas without hesitation, because nobody is giving a judgment or evaluation right very moment. The idea is to get more and more thoughts and alternatives at this stage. It is known as brainstorming. Now before I move on to the next question, a very interesting GA question I will ask here in between instead of a decision making. Yesterday a new NABARD chairman has been appointed. Can you name in the comments box who is the current or who has been recently appointed as the NABARD chairman? So please write in the comments who has been appointed as the new NABARD chairman. So your GA1 GA question gets prepared with this decision making series. Next Question: bounded rationality is also referred to as which of the following? Intuitive model, prospect model, normative model, behavior alternative model, or none of the above? The correct answer is behavior alternative model, because it talks about how what are the limitations of human beings while taking decisions, coming from their behavior, coming from the external, like the time constraints, which lead to a bounded decision and not an optimal decision. Before we move ahead to discuss more questions, let me tell you about iExamB, where the courses are curated and made in such a manner to help you prepare for your exams 50% faster, because we engage you in conceptual discussions, in understanding of the topics such a manner that you unfold your own potential and bring out your best to give your best in these particular exams. As you can see in the discussions we are doing for these questions here. Let's move on to the next question. Decision taken by a committee which has been formed by the top management for a specific purpose is a which type of a decision? Is it a group decision, a departmental decision, a personal decision, an operative decision, or a program decision? The correct answer is a group decision. When the group decision is any decision which is taken by a group of people, so more than one individual, people are coming together to take. So various techniques that we have been discussing in the past, like brainstorming, Delphi, multi-voting, these are group decisions techniques. Next question: which of the following decision theory is concerned with how people should make decisions? Is it normative models, descriptive models, prescriptive models, declarative models, or none of the above? The correct answer is normative models. Normative models define basically how individuals should, okay, so important is should make decisions, so that is the correct way of making decisions. Descriptive models are how people actually make decisions. Okay. 13th question: which of the following theory states that people are averse to losses? Okay, it is also known as the loss aversion theory. The correct answer is the prospect theory. This question as who gave the prospect theory had come last year in 2021. I'm sure you know the answer till now. If not, write it in the comments box for others to also know. Question number 14. As per Mintzberg, a manager can perform 4 types of decisional roles. Which of the following is not one of them? Entrepreneur, negotiator, resource allocator, leader, or none of the above? The correct answer is leader. So Mintzberg gave 10 roles which managers perform, and he had categorized them in 3 categories: interpersonal, informational, and decisional. And the decisional roles included entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. Leader is an interpersonal role. Okay. Next question. Dash is a branch flowchart showing multiple pathways for potential decisions and outcomes. So this is a decision technique. So which of this is defining the following decision technique? Decision support system, decision tree, management information system, operations research, or simulation? The correct answer is a decision tree. So it's decision tree, it's because it branches out. So you may have 2 parts, 1 or 2, and from there again you may have a yes or a no, right? And then again yes or a no. So, and there may be different probabilities associated with it, sometimes not, and therefore what will be the outcome, and through that you take a decision. So this is why it is known as a decision tree. It branches out like a tree. All of these are actually quantitative type of techniques. This was another question that came last year in 2021, when they had given certain number of techniques and asked which of them is not a quantitative technique. Next question. With the expected downturn in the economy, a bank anticipates its bad loans to increase by the end of the year. The bank decides to create extra provisions during the year. This is which type of decision made by the bank? Is it reactive, proactive, intuitive, programmed, or unsystematic? The correct answer is proactive. A proactive decision is when the decision is being taken anticipating what may happen in the future. So before the event is occurring, you are taking decisions in a proactive manner. And reactive is when some event or some problem has already occurred. Now you're looking to resolve it, find a solution. That becomes a reactive. So here, because something is anticipated and to reduce its impact, a decision is being made, it is a proactive type of a decision. The 17th question, the predispositioning theory of decision making was given by which of the following? Is it Daniel Kahneman, Aaron Katzenling-Bogen, Herbert Simon, Amos Tversky, or Albert Bandura? The correct answer is B, Aaron Katzenling-Bogen. So he gave the predispositioning theory of decision making. The next question, 18, what is the full form of PERT? So PERT is one of the network techniques, a quantitative technique under network techniques that can be used for decision making. What is the full form? The correct answer is project evaluation and review technique, where a particular project, how much time it is going to take, that is presented, which helps in the decision making. Another network technique, very famous one used, is CPM, critical path method. So you should also know the full form of this. The next question, rational decision making relies on which of the following? Intuition, objectivity, subjectivity. Is it intuition and objectivity, or intuition and subjectivity? So rational decision making is mostly relying on objectivity. You are taking a rational decision based on facts, logic, statistics, and therefore it can be objectively defined. The last question for this particular video, when our decision ability about the ability of a person is influenced by the general impression we have of the individual, our decision is said to be impacted by which of the following? Is it the halo effect, the selective perception, the doppelganger effect, stereotype, primacy effect? So for this particular question, please write your answer in the comments box. In my next video related to decision making, most important questions, I will give you the answer for this. So before that, don't forget to write. So I have asked you 3 questions today. One is, who has been recently appointed as the NABARD chairman? Who gave the prospect theory? Because this came last year. So I have done the previous year questions also for decision making. If you do not know, you can refer to that. Otherwise, try to find out and write here. And this last question, when our decision is impacted by the general impression we have about an individual, what kind of a bias is it known as? So that's all for this particular video. Don't forget to practice, because you may have the knowledge, which is a treasure, but without practice you cannot unlock that treasure of knowledge. So please keep practicing. Wishing you all the best. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you are updated about all such informative videos for your preparation. Thank you and wishing you best.